Hello everyone. Thursday, February 22nd, 2018. Of course, yesterday was New Comic Book Day. Of course, that means right now is New Comic Book Video time. I'm going to show you the books I picked up. Not a real big week, but a couple of really nice titles. I'm also going to show a toy I picked up while checking out the local swap meet a couple of weeks ago. And then I have a comic book store review. One of the viewers had said, hey, you know, if you go to these comic book shops, can you give us a little review on what you think of them? So I did go to one of the shops. I'll give it a review right now, and we'll jump right into everything here. So the first book I picked up, number 1, Brave and the Bold. This is a 6-part miniseries. Haven't had a chance to read any of these books. Working a lot, and I'm very tired. Not sleeping real good lately, so looking forward to reading that 6-part miniseries. Harley Quinn 38. Big gator behind her. I don't think that club is going to help her too much. Really cool cover on the Batman, getting caught up in a little poison ivy. This is, of course, number 41. And then the alternate cover here. Really nice poison ivy on the cover. Batman not in a very good position right there. So right there, Batman 41, couple of covers. Deadpool versus Old Man Logan. I am enjoying this storyline. I'm looking forward to reading number 5. Now, this one had another cover as well with Old Man Logan and Deadpool with a girl hiding behind a counter. Unfortunately, that had a lot of damage on the side, and they had only gotten a couple of those variant covers. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get those because, as you know, I will not spend my money on damaged books. So, there was that. A story, this is the book I'm probably looking forward to reading the most this week. This is Batman Sins of the Father, number 1. Liked it. Nice $2.99 price point right there. Looking forward to reading that. If any of you have read it, make a comment on that on the bottom. Let me know. Number 2 issue, Ice Cream Man. Of course, we talked about number 1. That was super, super hot. Slowed down a little bit as it relates to resell. I am looking forward to reading this second one. First one was pretty good. I'm anxious to see this one. This was the best cover in my opinion. And then, like they did the last one, kind of the psychedelic cover here. So there was that one there. Ice Cream Man number 2. New storyline for Hit Girl. Number 1, blank variant here. This one came out and it had a lot of different covers. I think upwards like 7, 8, 9 covers on this. So I picked up 2. I got a blank variant, which I have said in the past, I will always buy a blank variant because you never know when you want to get a nice piece of artwork done if you could do that at a show. And the black and white sketch Hit Girl, they had a color version of this one. I just like the black and white version. That's what I picked up on that. And then the book everybody was trying to grab off the shelves. And for some reason, my shop that I'm going to now didn't pick up a lot of these. They, you know, you think they would grab a lot of them, and they didn't. They got enough for the customers and then only a couple extra on the shelves. That, of course, Amazing Spider-Man 796. This is all leading up towards the 800 issue, which I'm looking forward to. So I think they're going to start building up to that 800. Of course, 795. The previous issue had the, you know, first appearance. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that character. And as it relates to the books I picked up, that was pretty much it. It wasn't a huge, huge week. And then a couple of the books I wanted to get were kind of damaged, so I couldn't get those. So a couple weeks ago, I went to the swap meet. We have an outdoor swap meet here called Broad Acres. Really good food. Walk around. Sometimes you can find things. Sometimes you can. It's pretty much hit and miss as it relates to that. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, it's kind of hit and miss on that. So walking around, didn't see a whole lot. The comic books were kind of crummy, and you know, I bought a churro because I like churros. And as I'm leaving, I see a little booth, and there's some toys sitting there. So I'm just kind of looking at the toys, and nothing really catches my eye. And then I see this one here. This is the Vampirella Tower Records exclusive Julie Strain version for Claiborne Moore from 2000. Right here. The box is in really good condition, considering. A little bit of an issue on the back, but nothing big. Really hard to find, really limited. You don't see a whole lot of these. And the ones on eBay, people are trying to get a really big price on. Now, I looked at the price. Guy's like, how much you want for it? He's like, give me 10 bucks. So I gave him 10 bucks all day for that. Really cool looking figure. Again, the box is in really, really good condition. So that was a really good find If I can't find, you know, books, if I can find something like that, it always makes the trip to the swap meet worth my time. So very happy with that. Again, Tower Records, Claiborne Moore, sculpted, Julie Strain, Vampirella figure. Different guns in there and stuff. So really, really nice pickup. I'm a big Vampirella fan to begin with, so I was happy with that. So a viewer sent me a little text message. Again, I'm real tired, so just kind of, you know, excuse me right there. A viewer sent me a message and said, hey, you go to some different shops in Las Vegas, and can you do some reviews on the shops? Good things, bad things, whatever you want to do. So I was thinking, do I want to really do that? And I thought, you know what, I'll do that. So I went to, there's a big shop here in town called Maximum Comics. They have 4 locations. They have 3 storefronts and then what they call a warehouse where they're supposed to keep their older back issue books. Because like I've said, I think in a couple of videos prior to this, Maximum Comics gets all the new stuff, but they have nothing as it relates to back issue. A lot of supplies, a lot of pulp figures, statues, toys, games, you know, the board game, the Magic, things like that. So I thought, you know what, I was down in that part of town. It's kind of a long drive from where I am in Las Vegas to it's pretty much on the other side of town. And so I thought, you know what, I'm in this area, let me go take a look. And I went in there, and it was kind of like a little warehousey feel. A lot of people working on books in there. And so I was asking the guy, I was expecting to see things on the wall or things in the case, because they said that's where they take all their back issue stuff. But there was nothing really on the wall, nothing really in the case. And so I'm looking around trying to find some things, and they had shelving systems, or, you know, the drawers you pull out, but these were custom-made drawers, really nice. But everything was just kind of thrown in there. And the stuff they had was more lower grade stuff, nothing higher grade. And the higher grade stuff that they had, the few things that they had in higher grade, prices weren't good at all. So it really wasn't a, you know, a deal to go down there and look for things. But one of the things that I didn't like was they're selling statues and figures, but the stuff they're selling there is damaged. And one of the things that kind of irritated me at that trip was there was a guy looking at a Harley Quinn Bombshell statue. And the statue, you could see right away, had a cracked nameplate, and it was broken. And they had a 50% off sticker price on it. You know, 50% off. But the price they had on it was $300. So they're asking $150 for it, basically. And so a guy's looking at it, he's actually looking at it, you know, saying, oh, look, my girlfriend will love this, whatever. And so he asked the guy, you know, how much can you do on this statue? And the guy's like, well, it's priced at $300. We're giving 50% off. That's a great deal. But, you know, the nameplate is broken. And then there was another portion of the statue that had a crack on it as well. And he says, but, you know, when the statue first came out, it was like $600. So, okay. This is what irritates me about places like this. First of all, the statue was not $600 when it came out. The statue was in the $229 range, $179, $189, in that area there. You can find them online right now for $150 to $175. So you're asking full price, way over full price, for a broken statue that you shouldn't be selling in the first place, because that's just real scummy, you know, in my opinion, selling busted up, you know, product and then trying to tell people that, you know, it was worth so much more and that at $150 you're doing a great deal. So I looked around a little bit more. That kind of put a real sour taste in my mouth. And they had some other things there that were just damaged. So as it relates to, you know, Maximum Comics has a big following. They have, like I said, 3 regular stores in Las Vegas, and then this warehouse type store that I thought was an absolute joke because they didn't have anything in there that was worth anything. It's just kind of garbage, like their garbage dump area. But you know what? You're trying to make money, and I understand that. Their other shops are really clean. They have good supplies in there. But again, nothing back issue. You're buying basically statues, pops, things like that in those locations. And that's okay because a lot of people buy that stuff. I look for more back issue stuff. You're not going to have that there. So, you know, their regular shops, I'm going to give them, as it relates to the things that they sell, I'll give them a B, a solid B on that. The thing that holds them back is the fact that they don't have tons of back issues on their shelves. And to me, a comic book shop should have that. But their warehouse, I'm giving that baby an F. You know, there's also a couple of kids in there that were just screaming and hollering, running around, that belonged to one of the employees. That, you know, it's kind of irritating when you're trying to look through racks of books, kids running around your feet, you know, screaming and hollering and chasing each other. It's not really professional. So again, that's just my personal opinion on that. So I'm not going to give that that's an F to me. That was just a waste of my time. I picked up a couple of things in the last week. I picked up this. I found a group of The Creeper 1 through 6 in a group, and I picked that up. It was just kind of stuff like this. Nothing really, really great, high grade. A lot of stuff in the 4 to 5, 4.0, 5.0 range. But I got a really good price on it. You know, I got the group of 6 for practically nothing. So to me, it was worth buying in that condition. And again, I'll just put it in Mylar. But again, nothing really spectacular. I haven't found a lot of older stuff. Las Vegas is really drying up as it relates to higher grade, older Silver Age, Bronze Age stuff. So I'm always on the lookout for that. I appreciate the last video. I got a lot of real positives on my movies that I put up there. So I am going to definitely do some more of that. I am going to talk about the original artwork. I think I can kind of, well, I'll show you next week on the original artwork. Most of that stuff is done by an Arizona artist named Shelby Robertson, who does a really, really good job. I started buying from him a few years ago at a show. And like I said, that's the original print and the original artwork. That's a print and the original artwork next to it. So I also have a really nice original cover art with the comic book frame that I'll show next week. Next week I will definitely show that artwork. So pretty much that was the video this week. Nothing really great. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you know someone who would like to subscribe to the channel, please give them the information. So I hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great night. See you next week.